You know, I was reading
What were you reading?
On Discord that some people get confused that we have kids because I always say my kids.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if they were our kids, I would say our kids.
Well, maybe you had kids from before. I mean, the exact same thing happened to me the first time you said to me in conversation, my kids.
You thought that I had kids?
For a hot minute, yeah. I was like, oh no. Vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow, view, vow to view, vow, 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 vow to view,
vow to view each other's movies, even though we don't always like them, but it's okay because we love each other and movies too.
Hey everyone, welcome to Vow to View, a Doof Media podcast all about marriage and the things we make each other watch. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I'm Scott Daly.
And together,
we're the Dailies. Yes, this is the podcast where each and every week my wife Elyse and I select a movie and make the other person watch it. These movies are tied loosely around a theme of our choice, which is really just an excuse to limit what we want to watch down to some things. Or sometimes Scott just says, I want to make Elyse watch Bad Boys, and therefore we have to do a Will Smith.
For a second, I was like, oh my gosh, we didn't watch Bad Boys. Then I realized that's not this week, so I don't need to be freaked out.
That is this theme, though, because this theme for these next couple weeks is Big Willy Style, which is an in-depth look. I don't know how much depth, but an in-depth look,
very depth,
at one of Hollywood's most versatile and talented actors.
Yes,
William P. Smith.
What's his middle name?
Poop.
Stinky man.
This week we will be examining one of the deep cuts. Of Will Smith's career with Elyse's pick. The year 2000's The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Such a good movie, guys. Such a good movie. We'll go into why it's so good later.
We will, I'm sure. But before we get into all that, there's something we else got to do first.
There's a queen, Scott.
There is a queen.
There's a queen that we Scots to talk about.
Okay, what is this section of the show?
This is Bachelor Off-Season Tour. Yeah, it comes back soon. The promos are coming up on my Insta.
I know. We got a few more weeks left. Yeah, this is the part of the show where normally we would talk all about The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, but since that show is not on right now, neither are we. So instead, we're watching some good things.
We're on.
We're not on it.
I mean, we are on.
We're on. Yeah. Speaking of which.
Never off.
What?
You know who else is on?
Who is
on fire? My word. None other than Queen Bee. Beyonce. I am telling you, like, what woman on our earth has such, like, just power?
Beyonce.
When she just walks, when she just looks at you.
Beyonce.
The Coachella air, just in her hair. I mean, it's just like, you want to move. You just want to get up and you just want to dance. And then you're like, I can't get up and dance because I'm going to look like a fool if I try and dance like these people. But it's just that the music in your body, it just makes you want to move. And it's just like this huge thing of like, you're just in the couch because you're like cemented to the couch because you don't know how to get up and move like how you want to move. But your body makes you think that you can move like that and you just can't. So you just don't even try. But you really want to get back into your dance class and you just don't know what to do. And it's just this huge dilemma.
I'm reading a book right now, and one of the things of the book is this idea that the laws of physics are not as concrete and uniform as we thought they were.
So I could get up and move like that if I wanted to.
What I'm saying is the evidence of that in the real world, Beyonce. The laws of physics bend
to Beyonce.
Her.
I mean, you have to.
Mm-hmm. So what are we talking about here?
Oh, we're talking about Homecoming. I didn't even say that.
Beyonce.
So, was it last week that the Netflix documentary?
I believe it was on Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was earlier.
Yeah. Well, the documentary Homecoming came out, which was the Coachella performance of Beyonce. I think it was last year whenever she did it. She was the first.
Yeah, it was her 2018 Coachella performance.
I think she said it in the performance that it was the first time it was either a woman or a black woman headlined for Coachella. But regardless, she's making history either way, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, who better to make history than Beyonce?
Yeah. And so...
oh my gosh.
So Beyonce directed this.
Written, directed, produced, all by her.
And
there's nothing that woman
concert,
cannot
not
do.
just the concert, but I'm talking about this
the documentary. No, yeah, I knew the documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's basically half documentary, half live album. You know,
it's
it's basically like a live concert, but there are intermittent between the 40 songs. There are documentary pieces, and I mean. This came out and like I didn't hear anything. Like it set the internet on fire. Like all the critics I read were going crazy over this movie.
This is the second time that she's just like dropped things without announcing them.
Yeah. So everyone was going crazy. I hadn't heard anything from you yet, and like I know you. I know my wife. My wife loves dancing, so my wife loves Beyonce. And I was just waiting. I casually was like, Elyse, have you heard of this? The Beyonce Netflix movie? And you were like, you were playing it real casual.
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah. And then, was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday.
Saturday's when I started watching.
Yeah.
It.
Saturday, I'm in the other room doing something, doing some shit. And suddenly I hear this booming noise come from the other room.
Like God.
Exactly. Like something that
shouldn't say
physics
that,
bends itself around. And suddenly you're watching this documentary. So I'm like, my ears perk up. I walk into the room, I plop down, and we watch this 2 hour and 17, and we didn't finish it in one to go because it's 2 hours and 17 minutes long. But holy crap. This is not only like you are like in love with the performance and the power and majesty and wonder of Beyonce's performance, which it's great. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here like flabbergasted by the documentary itself because just the filmmaking on display here is wonderful.
Well, yeah. So you're thinking about it like that, but I'm also thinking about it like the whole structure of the entire performance, like the idea of Behind Homecoming and why she chose that and just like how she actually had that put together on stage. And it was just, I mean, and then that ties back to my whole like in the stands dancing is what I did for drill team for, 3 years in high school. So this was like, I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this would have been such a wonderful stand routine. I wish I could have done this stand routine in high school to these songs. And I hope that they start doing things like this. And I think it was really cool too, because the importance of why she chose Homecoming was, like with the African-American schools and how much importance they place into college and joining into the sororities and fraternities and how much the families value that. That's why she even had the whole, like if you look at her costume, it has the B that's the beta, but the B for Beyonce and then the K that's for Kappa, the K for, so it's like she really thought through a lot of elements to her theme that really were in all the little details of the show. It was just so good.
I don't love Beyonce. Like I don't run out and buy Beyonce's new album. I don't find myself listening to Beyonce's music, but I respect her as an artist. Like she's so talented. And
she's talented, but she's just savvy.
Yeah.
She is
she's brilliant. Like, and I think this proves it because like, not only is she good at singing, at dancing, at putting this whole thing together, but she made this movie, and she had help with it. I'm not going to say she did this all on her own, but I think that how this thing is organized, like the central idea of like cutting back and forth between like two versions of her same performance. Like she performed Coachella, and she did two performances of the same show. So she, throughout the documentary, like cuts back and forth between each of the performances. And that's symbolized by the fact that she's wearing basically the same outfit, but of different colors.
It took me a long time to see that because the very beginning costumes, it was like a tiger. And then the other angles, it was just like the difference was there were the stripes, but it was so sparkly. Mm-hmm. So I was like, is this just like catching the light in these different ways? And then how is this tiger costume so sparkly at one angle, but so like bland at the other? And then whenever they changed colors and it was the yellow is what they started with, and then they went to pink, I was like, man, these are some pretty powerful lights to make it go from yellow to pink.
But it is pretty cool.
I finally caught
because,
on.
I mean, I think most like music, like most like live concert recordings use and borrow scenes from different performances, right? It's not like...
I'm sorry, my coaster.
It's usually not one performance. It's not... This is the one time it performed it. We captured all the footage we needed, and of course, so she performed this twice. They used both sets to get the cuts they wanted, but a lot of times the cuts are like different than that. Like it cuts from professionally set up cameras to like what looks like, and I don't know if it is, but it looks like someone holding an iPhone to the side of the stage that's just capturing some of the moments of the concert, and it's cutting in between these things with precision, with timing. That's like I felt like I was there. Like the energy of the show, the energy of the direction recreates what it must have felt like to be there. And again, don't love Beyonce's music, like not my favorite thing to listen to, but it doesn't matter. Like I'm saying this because I know there are people out there that are listening to us that are like, I've never listened to anything Beyonce has done. You will love this movie. Like it doesn't matter if you were like a Beyonce. What is her? Does she?
If you're a member of the Beehive.
The Beehive. There we go. It doesn't matter if you like I am telling you that from a filmmaking perspective, from just an experience perspective, this thing is amazing. I loved it. It's one of the best things I've watched this year. It's so good. I loved it.
And you even missed the Destiny's Child.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Jay-Z and Solange.
You finished off the very end.
I couldn't help. And I was so excited to see Les Twins dancing in it from World of Dance.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew that they had been backup dancers or like featured dancers for her on tour before. Mm-hmm. And then they were in this too. And they were just brilliant.
Yeah.
All of the dancers were just so phenomenal.
It's so good. Like all the dancing is great. It's great. Beyonce is great. All her backups are great. All the guest stars they have come on. The filmmaking is great. Listening to her talk about her weight loss journey from the time she had her twins to where she had to be in shape for this thing. And it's not even about like being conscious of your body, like other people judging you. It was very much about she didn't feel like she was herself. Like she wanted to recapture like this feeling of who she was. And so she worked her fucking ass off. And that's like...
I mean, that's who she is. She just works.
Right.
And she gets it done.
But like she
gets respect.
She's a very talented individual. That's absolutely true. She has a lot of innate talent. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like I think I made this comment to you while sitting here watching this thing. I was like, these people work their asses off. They are some of the hardest working people in the world. And I think a lot of people are like, once you get to that level of fame, once you get to that level of recognition, it all gets easier, right? You don't have to... Nah, not for people like Beyonce, not for people like this that work maybe too much. Maybe they work too hard. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, but there's a difference between like you get to that level and then you're happy and you're just done. And she's not done. She gets thirsty, you know, like she wants more.
Yeah. Anyway,
why are you laughing at me?
Just because the way you said it.
Don't laugh at me.
Thirsty.
She just wants more.
Thirsty. Yeah.
Okay. So good.
So that's Homecoming. It is on Netflix right now.
Watch it.
Listen
to it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I would watch that if you made me watch that for 3.5 hours every Monday night over and over again instead of The Bachelor, I would watch that. No question.
Okay. Note taken. Challenge accepted.
All right, Elyse. It is time for Rosies and Thornies.
Rosies and Thornies. What's that?
What are you doing there?
With the pocket hat, the posy.
Ring around the rosy.
I would get there eventually. Rosies and the Thornies. Rosies.
Wow. We haven't done it in a few weeks, but I believe we're going to need to drop the theme music in here now because you just screwed that up big time.
Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
It's about the plague.
I know, it's a sad song.
Yeah. Every rose has its thorn. Just like every night has its dawn.
Dawn, dawn, dawn.
Every cowboy Sings a say it song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah. Jesus.
Anyways,
Elyse, this is the part of the show where we talk about the good things and the bad things that have happened to us, so we can watch as they intertwine in our in the rose, the flower that is our lives.
We got to stop and smell them every week
and
appreciate the rose.
Get pricked by them.
Sometimes they get pricked by those thorns.
Get pricked by those pricks.
So,
Elyse,
do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go
with our
first.
Thorn? Okay,
we're
you
gonna
go
do
ahead.
thorns first,
Yes.
as always. Get the negative out of the way.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell
Here's
us what's
my
so bad.
thorn.
Yeah. Oh, I was upset about this.
This
too.
is like probably one of the biggest first world problems we've ever had in our entire lives. However,
yes, do tell.
Some problems are problems, no matter how small. Mr. Seuss. Here's the deal.
He's I'm not gonna go into Dr. Seuss right now. It's fine.
Here's the deal. We got married.
We did
2 years ago.
We did
over 2 years ago. I bought you an engagement ring to propose that
beautiful.
marriage to you, and I bought it from a certain jewelry store. And about a year later, less than a year later, it's a ring that has a diamond on it, but it also has little mini diamonds, little tiny ones.
Is it micropov?
I
think
don't
that's
know.
what it's called.
Sure.
I don't remember.
One of those little ones fell out, and we were like, "Hey, jewelry store, the diamond fell out.
Yeah.
Fix it.
What's up with that?"
And so they did it. They said, "Oh, so sorry," and they put another diamond in there, and
you
they gave
should
it
be
back.
sorry.
And we were like, "Oh, cool." Well, a month ago, it
something
happened
like that.
again. Another one of your diamonds fell out.
Yeah, and this time we're like, hey, this is getting fishy now.
Yeah, and
I thought this was quality.
And we're like, "Hey, jewelry store, fix it." And they're like, "Okay, that'll be $70." And I was like, "What? It's your fault." And they said, "No, it's your fault." And I said, "This is stupid," but I paid it because what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Got to keep your lady happy.
They made like something about, I don't know, about like
it's just the way rings are made these days.
The setting,
you know?
blah blah blah. They made some excuses. Anyway, the point is, I paid the money. I didn't want to, but I can't like have you walking around with a ring with a diamond missing. That's ridiculous. Pay the money. We get the ring back.
I pick up the bag, and it makes a noise. And I think, this is strange. I open the bag. I see the ring, and again, it makes a noise. So then I take the ring out and I turn it over. Clink. Turn. Clink. So I shake it, and lo and behold, the large diamond
It's
had,
loose.
Yes, not been tightened.
And look, like I spent a good amount of money on this ring for you.
It's beautiful.
It was important to me to give you. I know not everyone follows this tradition, and I'm not judging anyone, but it was important to me to get a ring that you would like, and I spent money on it. I had saved money, and I spent the money I had saved, and I don't know. I just kind of felt like the place that I spent all this money on would like do better at things, and they live where my parents live, so which is a 30-minute drive, or their stores where my parents live, which is a 30-minute drive for us every time. So I had to drive there to tell them to fix the ring, to pick up the ring, drive all the way back. I should have maybe noticed before you put the ring on, but
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to shake the ring.
No, you shouldn't have to shake the ring.
So the point is, when they were putting the diamond back in its setting, they didn't put it right, and it was loose again, and we had to go back again. This time, at least, they fixed it for free.
And right there.
Yeah, and right there, because we were like, we gave them nasty
Get your act
looks.
together.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like, there's so many worse problems in this world, but
It's true.
I don't know.
It was just frustrating.
Really
it took
frustrating.
time out of our weekend.
It's really frustrating. I don't think everyone should pay a lot of money for jewelry, but I feel like if you do pay a lot of money for jewelry,
You shouldn't have issues.
You shouldn't
with
have
it.
issues like this. Yeah. The whole industry is a sham.
It is.
All these diamond companies are just storing diamonds in vaults to keep the value of the diamonds up. It's all bullshit. I hate it.
Yeah.
But your ring is very pretty.
It is really
and it's all
pretty.
fixed now.
And I love it.
So there we go. So that's my thorn. Elyse, what's up with you?
So we had like nice little celebration scheduled for last Wednesday because it was date night. It was the night before our 4-year dating anniversary. And so we were going to go and have dinner at this nice restaurant that you and I both like. And you had to remember that you liked it because you couldn't remember that we went there. But now that you've been there again, you remember how much you liked it.
I do.
Anyway, so Wednesday rolls around, and a couple weeks ago we had this hailstorm that came through. And so now any mention of hail, and everyone thinks they should, like
The freaking
bolt their windows closed, cover them with wood, put all of their cars in their garage and lock themselves in their little showers. And, if the hail had been like it had been a couple weeks ago here, I would have, been happy if we had taken all of those precautions. But they were very much like building the storm to be
They were telling us
big.
baseball-sized hail. Those are...
And
that's destroy your car size hail.
It's so much so that, I'm sitting at school and it's 1:00 and they've already said that all of the school activities that are after, like school time for our district are going to be canceled because they'd been in contact with the weather service and that was their best recommendation. I got home after that and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to relax and then I'm going to go to a workout class because some other stuff got canceled. So I'm just going to be able to go and enjoy. And then lo and behold, the workout classes were canceled due to the weather.
I left work early because I was thinking the storm
I moved our dinner reservation because I was like, oh my gosh, this is just going to be awful. I don't want to be out in this. I don't want either of our cars to actually get ruined if this is really what they're saying it's going to be.
Yeah.
So we just stayed hunkered down in our house that night. And
waited.
We just waited.
And guess what happened?
And we waited. And then we waited. And then we went to sleep. And we woke up and we were still waiting because nothing happened.
Nothing happened. This is Texas, though. This is what we do. This is what we do in Texas. Every time there's a storm, we freak the frick out about it.
I mean, I don't mind driving in the rain. The rain doesn't scare me. The hail is what really bothers me.
No, and I almost said, let's just go. But I felt like everything was shutting down.
I know, that was the
if
thing.
If they're canceling indoor exercise classes like yours, then I'm like, maybe we should just not risk it. Just keep the cars in the garage and just not risk it. Yeah, and...
We could have risked it.
We could have.
We would have had a lovely
happened.
evening with nothing there. It's fine,
happened.
though. We went the next night, but it was just everything was postponed tonight then.
Yeah. So the worst things that happened to us this week
are not that big of a deal. It's just we needed something to complain about.
Our date-anniversary
Let's
celebration.
just complain about something.
Our date-anniversary celebration got delayed by one day, and your beautiful, expensive wedding diamond engagement ring took 2 weeks to be fixed.
But it's pretty again. Now I can wear it.
Yeah. So so
what was good though?
I mean, that's good though. You know what I think that realizes if you sit down and you think about the worst thing that happened in your life this week, and this is what we come up with, then I think I'm like, you know what? Things are pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So what was good though?
What was good?
What did you enjoy about this week?
Well, Elyse.
Yes.
As the world knows, it's Easter time.
It was Easter this past weekend.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And
what happens around Easter time?
you eat candy.
Ah, the bunny comes and lays his candy.
Lays his candy eggs. You know what? It's so
Don't
funny.
eat those eggs.
Because I think bunny and eggs have become so intertwined because of Easter that sometimes you got to stop and remember, hey, wait a minute, bunnies don't lay eggs.
No.
But anyway,
so nobody likes chickens.
So
or ducks.
Here's my rose.
Geese.
Here's my rose. The best candy on the face of the earth.
Yes, do tell.
Is Reese's peanut butter cups.
Dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups.
And
yes,
the best version of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes.
Are the Easter egg ones.
That is true.
The ratio of chocolate to peanut butter in the egg form is the best.
Is perfection.
It's amazing.
I will agree with you on this.
And so it's Easter, which means I got to eat Reese's eggs.
Yes.
However,
yes,
we are in the middle of a pretty intense workout ritual.
Yes, yes.
I am trying to eat better. I'm trying to lose weight.
You're doing a good job.
And yeah, it's going really well. I'm really happy with my progress and everything.
I forgot to get all the stuff for a gross drink at the store.
Oh no, not gross drink. I can't drink.
But that helps.
Oh, no.
It really does.
The point is, I can't be eating the 40 or 50 Reese's eggs that I probably would be eating this time. So I
40 or 50?
Okay, I'm exaggerating, Elyse. Maybe I'm exaggerating.
gosh.
I've never actually counted.
I'm never going to buy them for you again.
Here's the point, though.
Yeah.
You told me. I was like, Elyse,
Uh-huh.
I really want me a Reese's egg.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me that I get one.
Yes,
That
I did.
This Easter, I get one.
You can have one.
I get one.
You can have one.
Reese's egg.
Yes. And I forgot to buy it for you.
It's okay because your aunt came through for us and gave us some candy.
It's
And mixed in with that candy was one
Yes.
Reese's
There
egg.
were other Reese's,
There
but
were
there's
other-
only one
but there
egg.
was one Reese's egg. So I ate it today.
Uh-huh.
My
And how
one
was it?
Reese's egg. It was amazing.
Did you put it in the freezer first?
I did not.
What?
I'm sorry. It was a spur of the moment thing. I knew I had to do it. And there's something about it being the one that this is it. That this is. I held it in my hand and I said, "This is it."
Mm-hmm. You savored it that much
It
more.
made it better.
It's good. I'm glad you liked it.
Reese's eggs,
Mm-hmm.
really frickin' good, guys.
It's wonderful.
Really frickin' good.
Great.
If I ever get diabetes,
Oh.
it's gonna be because of Reese's eggs.
Oh, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Well, I'm just saying, just be mentally prepared. If Reese's egg has like a free Reese's eggs days, game over for Scott.
Mine's
Just chop my
cookies.
foot off right now
Oh, let's not.
because of the diabetes.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Let's not.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Elyse, what's your rose?
Mine has nothing to do with food.
Wow, that's a shift.
Yes. So, every year, in order to raise money for our grade level events, because of fifth grade, it's the last grade in the school, and so they have lots of things like parties and graduation events and all this other stuff. And so, in order to raise money for that, we do a raffle every year. And I've never bought raffle tickets before, but I was scrolling through the list of prizes that you could buy tickets for, and the place that I went last year that you got me my first facial at that I loved and have been using all of my skin products and stuff from there had a facial. And so I thought, you know what, let's just do it. It's $5. Maybe I'll get it. I also bought a $5 chance to win the dodo, but I didn't get that, unfortunately. But the facial I did. I got a $115 facial
Whoa.
for $5, guys.
Whoa.
It was great.
I forgot how much that thing I bought for you cost.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that much money.
Yours was actually more.
Oh my
It was
God.
a different one.
That's
but man, my
insane.
skin was
You're
glowing
lucky I
and
love
felt
you.
great. I know. But so yeah.
Wait, you did the facial already?
No, when I got it for the one
Oh,
that you got
okay.
me, it was all nice and glowy. I haven't done this one yet. I'm kind of thinking about when would be the optimal time in order to get that
How
done
long
so I can
does it
relax.
expire?
That's a good question. I should probably look on that. I should have asked them today when we went in to get my other face products. But, rarely do I ever win raffle
Yeah, I
things
never
that.
win that stuff.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Anyways, that was my rose. Got something.
it was a good one.
Yeah.
I
Traded $5.
I got some chocolate.
Got it.
You got facials.
Yep.
Really count.
I'm working on the outer beauty. You're working on the...
Wait, no, those are both. They're both outer beauty.
I guess both could be outer beauty. Yeah. So, anyways.
All right, so that's roses and thorns.
Yes.
In conclusion, our lives are going pretty great right
Yeah,
now.
I think so. Okay, are you
Great.
ready to talk about the wonderful movie,
I am.
the Big Willy Style?
What?
I didn't know that you added the style to it, but yeah.
Isn't
I thought it was just Big Willy.
that literally the name of the song? Yeah, it's the name of his album.
Oh, I didn't know that.
His music album is called Big Willy Style. I didn't
Oh.
make this up.
I thought you did.
No.
Okay,
I'm not that
well,
creative.
Yeah, you're not. Okay. So, this
I knew
week
you
we
were
watched
going to do that. I
The
knew
Legend of Bagger
You
Vance.
had the opportunity to just turn the knife, and you took it every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
I do.
Fine, talk to me about the Legend
Okay.
of Bagger Vance.
So, the year 1930 something. The place, Savannah, Georgia. The thing, an exhibition golf match put on by Charlize Theron. In The Legend of Bagger Vance, Matt Damon plays Juna, a shell-shocked World War I veteran and former golf prodigy who sees the exhibition match as a way to get his swing back, which is a metaphor for ability to bang Charlize Theron, I think. But he's going to need help, and he finds it in the Mary Poppins of golf, Bagger Vance, Will Smith, who randomly appears and teaches him how to see the field, which may or may not be another sex metaphor. I'm not sure. 5 stars.
That's the Legend of Bagger Vance. How'd I do? Was I close? Was I close?
There were parts that were on point, parts that were not.
All right, Elyse.
Yes.
Talk to me about the Legend of Bagger Vance. Why did you pick this movie?
It is just such a feel-good movie. You know, it's like one of those movies where you can put it on, and if you're having a bad day, it can just make your day into something so much better. You know, Will Smith, he is the Mary Poppins of golf. I hadn't even made that connection until you said it. And he just like comes in with his little briefcase and he's all like, well, what you need some help with, sir? And you know what? It's just kind of that magical essence that he has on the screen and in his character. And then, you know, Matt Damon, whenever he was young, this was like when Matt Damon, not that he's not handsome anymore, but this was prime Matt Damon. This was like after The Talented Mr. Ripley, when he is just like fine Matt Damon, you know? So it just had that fun little chemistry between the both of them. And I just think that the movie is beautiful. There's something weird that I love about the sound of a golf ball on the putting green. So like constantly get to hear that like really fun little clicking noise.
When it goes in the hole?
No, it's like when it hits it on the, like when the putt happens and then it like actually it goes the little, just when it hits the club and the ball and then it goes in the, I really like the noises in golf for some reason.
Okay.
I just really like those.
This is new information.
Yeah. And then the music too, just in the movie. The score was really good. Yeah, it's just a nice feel-good movie.
It certainly
The
is.
Legend of Bagger Vance.
It certainly.
You know, it's not a nice time, the Great Depression, but they're just trying to make something beautiful out of something bad.
And that's the weird thing about this movie. All the actual problems of the movie are kind of like pushed to the periphery. We don't focus, like, the reason why this exhibition match is going on is because Charlize Theron's father was some rich dude, and he invested every single bit of their fortune into making this the world's greatest golf course ever. And now they're broke, and now they need they opened the golf course, but hey, it's the Great Depression. Turns out when most of the country has no money, the one thing they don't want to do is golf.
Yeah, it's an expensive sport.
Yeah. So she decided instead to drum up interest in her golf course, they were going to have this big exhibition match, and they were going to pull in 2 of the greatest golfers ever at the time.
Which were real people.
Walter Hagen and Bobby Jones.
They were real golfers.
Mm-hmm. Bagger Vance, not real.
Yeah, no, he's not real. Neither was Randolph Juna. But that whole thing with Juna's ball about it like moving, that was Bobby Jones. Real thing happened with that Bobby Jones.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, look at that. You were looking up the trivia on IMDb again.
I wasn't I? I'm just kidding. I'm so well versed in my golf knowledge.
I'm sure you are.
Duh.
Yeah, I mean, the sounds draw you to it, and then you just spend hours
They do.
researching it.
I can't believe you haven't ever paid attention to the noise of that before. It's just like the most peaceful thing.
I've certainly heard the noise of people putting, but I've never said, yes. But everyone has.
Oh no, it's like oddly satisfying.
Everyone has their oddly satisfying noises, I think. But yeah, but everything's kind of pushed it like Matt Damon's character basically went through, he has PTSD basically. He went through this terrible shit in World War I. He survived when his entire unit was wiped out. He was the only one that survived, and it really screwed him up. Charlize Theron is on the verge of bankruptcy. The entire town is suffering. The protagonist, well, not the protagonist, like the narrator in this movie is a little kid who helped out Juna and helped Bagger Vance caddy for Juna, who's telling the story now as an old man, played by Jack Lemmon, by the way.
What else has he been in?
Jack Lemmon?
Yeah, you kept on saying his name, and I was like, whatever. I'm sure he's
The Apartment.
Great. I don't know that one.
You've never seen The Apartment?
Never seen it.
We'll have to get you to watch The Apartment. Jack Lemmon's been in a whole bunch of stuff.
I know he won an Academy Award.
He was in Glengarry Glen Ross. I'm trying
Never
to think of what
it.
you would know him in.
Nothing. Obviously.
Have you seen Some Like It Hot?
No.
Well, I mean, Grumpy Old Man, but I already know you haven't seen that. He's the other grumpy old man along with Walter
Grumpy
Matthau.
Old Man. Walter Matthau.
I mean, Jack Lemmon was in a whole, like, The Odd Couple. You never saw The Odd Couple?
Never saw The Odd Couple.
Okay. Well, whole bunch of stuff. We'll get you some Jack Lemmon knowledge. Don't you worry, babe. That's what this show is
It's okay. It all starts with The Legend of Bagger Vance.
Of course it does.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, this kid's like going through his stuff with his father, where his father used to own a store, and because of depression, he lost the store, and now he's street sweeping, and the kid's ashamed of his father for his street sweeping.
Made me so sad.
But all that stuff's kind of pushed to the side, like, for this weird kind
it's all about the golf.
And I know the golf is like a metaphor. Like, I was joking about it being a sex metaphor. It's not. Like, him finding a swing back is him, refinding himself, rediscovering himself. I get that. But it's just a little weird that all these things are kind of pushed to the periphery just like for the sake of a feel-good movie. All the conflict is kind of pushed to the side outside of, will he swing the golf ball? Like, I don't know. Like, Bagger Vance is played by Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He's a black man in 1930s America.
Mm-hmm.
This movie doesn't talk about racism at all. No one is racist against Bagger. No one says anything to him. It's
in
just
Georgia.
In Savannah, Georgia,
yeah.
in the 1930s,
yeah.
Nobody says anything racist to Bagger Vance.
That's how good he is.
Yeah, he's such a good caddy that the entire city of Savannah, Georgia stopped being racist. Wow. And I get it. Like, I know that's not the story they wanted to tell, right? That's what, when I sat down to watch this with you, I was like, is this like Driving Miss Daisy but golf? And it's not. That's not what this movie is.
Yeah, that's when you found out I'd never seen Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, that's also true.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that. It's not like the black man helping the white man learn about racism and learn about stuff. I mean, it is the mythical black figure helping the white dude rediscover himself, which is the mythical black man trope is a very very overly used trope, especially in the horror genre. But I'm not going to fault the movie for that. I've been negative. I liked this movie. I enjoy, like, you're right. Like,
yeah,
Matt Damon, Charlize Theron, and Will Smith are all incredibly talented actors.
Her accent was not great, but
fine.
Have
you ever seen what was the other movie Charlize Theron was in?
The Italian Job? Yeah, I saw that one.
That's the one I'm talking about. No, The Devil's Advocate.
No.
I show you that movie?
No.
She's in that movie with Keanu Reeves, and she has a southern accent in that movie.
Was it better?
Fine. It's fine. Yeah, I thought all three of their performances are really great. I just think the script of this movie, like, I don't know, it's just not challenging anything really. And I know it doesn't want to do that. It just wants to tell.
It just wants to make you feel good.
It just wants to tell a golf story.
It
That's
does.
all it wants to do.
And let's be real. Golf is a boring sport.
Yeah.
So this movie couldn't have much,
Super boring.
Other than the pretty golf noises, the pretty golf course, and the fun, let's make everyone happy.
But Bagger Vance isn't even a character. He's there. And he just says some words, and then he leaves, and he disappears into the Georgia sunset.
And he makes Juna become Juna again.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's like complaining about Mary Poppins not being a character. But I feel like Mary Poppins is more of a character than Bagger Vance was a character.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I knew who Mary Poppins was a little bit. I feel like...
who was Mary Poppins?
That's a good question. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expected to be put on the spot like this.
Yes.
Who's Bagger Vance?
He is a caddy who comes.
Mary Poppins is a maid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like we just got to see a little bit more of Mary Poppins' life a little bit. Like Mary Poppins took the kids to other people she knew and like showed them things. And Bagger Vance is just kind of like, you just gotta listen to that grass. And then you'll hit the ball real good. And then he said smart alecky things when Matt Damon was being bad. And then, like, I suppose he, like, helped the little boy with his issue with his father.
He did.
But he didn't really. But that was just solved by the end of the movie. I just think the script is very good. I loved everything else. I think Robert Redford's a good director.
Yeah. It's a great movie.
I just think the script is just like, eh.
I don't think it was trying to be anything more than just
Which is fair.
and I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Will Smith was great. He plays these types of characters amazingly. Like the one that comes in and he's just like,
He's just a silly, goofy man.
well, I don't think you really know what you're swinging for, Mr. Juna. Mr. Juna?
Mr. Tuna.
Well, let me tell you about the story about this guy. And, then his right hand got chopped off. And then he learned how to do everything with his left hand. And then his left arm got chopped off. So you know what he did? He learned how to do everything with his feet. And then his feet got chopped off. I'm trying to tell you a story about perseverance, sir.
Yeah.
I did love that story.
Look, I think the performances here elevate the movie. Like, I think Will Smith is phenomenal here. And the thing I like about this is just like almost the exact opposite type of performance that he's gonna have in the movie that I'm gonna show you.
Man.
So we're gonna see the many, many faces of William P. Smith. What is his middle name? I don't actually know that.
I think it starts with a J.
Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look it up.
So
His
says Will Smith, the god of death.
actually interesting.
Is it?
His name is not William. It's Willard.
Willard.
His name is Willard Carroll Smith II.
Willard Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I know.
Not many Willards in the world.
No. I understand why he goes by Will. Or the Fresh Prince.
So here's a story all about how my life got.
The Legend
Yeah.
of Bagger Vance.
Yes.
What is the Legend of Bagger Vance? Because
How Juna got his swing back.
because at the end of the movie, the little boy, who's
Mm-hmm.
now played by Jack Lemmon, an old man, has a heart attack while golfing and dies.
Yeah, he dies. Way to spoil the movie for everyone.
So is Bagger Vance
He's the god of golf.
is an angel?
He's the god of golf.
He's the god of golf. I gotcha.
Yeah.
He's the god of golf.
Yeah.
Who does not play golf. Is he the god of
No.
golf or is he the god of caddying golf? Is he the caddy
Golf.
god?
No.
You know, in last week's episode, you said he's a bagger. And I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, is that what they used to call caddies? But
It
that's
was his
just
first name.
Yeah, I know, but you're the one that said The Legend of Bagger Vance is about Will Smith, who is the bagger for Matt Damon. And I was like, I didn't want to correct you because I didn't know.
Bagger, caddy.
Yeah.
But they just call him Bagger. It's like a nickname.
Why isn't it The Legend of Caddy Vance?
Because Bagger is a better, just
I think it's just because
sounds
it's his
better.
name. It's just his
no,
name.
I think it just sounds better. But yeah,
So Morgan Freeman and Robert Redford were both offered the main roles in this movie.
they were supposed to play it, and then they decided to age down the cast.
I don't know why they did that though. I kind of felt like Matt Damon's too young for this role.
I don't think so. You have to think about if you go to World War I and then you come back. I think that they would have been too old.
I just felt like him being a little bit more older and grizzled would have worked with the character better. I don't know. I'm fine with
I don't
Will
think
Smith.
so.
I'm fine with Will Smith being Bagger. It doesn't
You just
matter.
would have rather had Robert Redford.
I don't know if I mean Redford might have been too old. I think maybe in between would have been the sweet spot. Like Matt Damon was like 20, wasn't he?
But Matt Damon, it was like he was the thing.
I mean, he's
then.
great. They offered the role to Brad Pitt. And while I don't think Brad Pitt would have been right for the role, I think Brad Pitt's age.
What was that one
Would have been
movie
right.
that Brad Pitt did that I'm pretty sure that Robert Redford directed too that was about fishing? I hated that movie. Oh my gosh. We watched it in college one time. About fishing. Yeah. I'm going to find it. And it was just awful. I'm pretty
what kind
sure.
of fishing?
Fly fishing.
A river runs through.
Oh, yes. I hated that movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Did you like that movie?
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
No, I hated that movie.
It was like an Academy Award-winning film.
Yeah. No, I hated it.
It won. It is nominated.
No, hated it. It was Robert Redford, too. That's why I
Yeah.
thought that, yeah. No, hated it.
Okay.
Boring. Long.
How old were you when you saw it?
College.
So I can't even blame it on you being a stupid
Nope.
child.
Watched it in college. We had to stop it, and we were like, I guess we'll come back to this later. And then we were all like, hey, guess we never finished that one movie. You want to watch it? Okay. And we just, yeah, wasn't great.
A river runs through your judgment.
Well, at least Robert Redford a few years later made a movie about golf instead of a movie about fishing.
Both equally boring activities.
Both leisurely.
Both made better by Robert Redford's directing.
Maybe one of them.
Both of them. Okay, so tell me, let's wrap this up, Elyse. Tell me,
Okay.
What do you want to leave this conversation about The Legend of Bagger Vance on? What do you want to... The last thing people hear about The Legend of Bagger Vance out of your mouth is...
It's how Juna got his swing bat.
Remember when they pretended like they were going to have sex
In front of the little boy?
boy?
For his education.
That was a little weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a funny scene. It
Yeah.
was very funny.
Yeah.
I actually liked that scene a whole lot. But like when you think about it for a minute, you're like,
You can open your eyes now.
a little weird. I mean, they didn't have sex.
No.
But for a second there, it was like,
Did you think they were?
how old is that boy supposed to be? Like 11?
Probably 12,
It's
11.
kind of weird.
Great
Although, to be fair,
Depression.
yeah, something's got to get you out of that. And Charlize Theron in a nightgown. That's the thing that's going to do it. What?
Maybe.
Did you not hear that's how we got out of the Great Depression? It
I
was
didn't.
Charlize Theron in a nightgown. Yeah. A lot of people say World War
She was
II.
alive back then?
It's like, we're talking about Beyonce and the physics bending around her. It's a similar thing with Charlize.
I have such admiration for Charlize.
What's that?
She is just like such a beautiful woman, for one.
She is.
Number two, I remember watching a interview with her about how she doesn't want to do a lot of like the Botox and all of the like face stuff that people in Hollywood generally do, because she was speaking about the power of wrinkles and about how like your face is a scrapbook and for every wrinkle there's a story behind it, and so there's no reason she would ever want to cover up what made her into the person that she is today.
That's super admirable, and I respect her a lot for that.
I'm still gonna try and get rid of my wrinkles, but
when you're Charlize Theron, I feel like you're
I
still
know.
like, it's like, I would never do anything to my wrinkles. Quote, the most beautiful woman on the
I know
planet.
she's gorgeous. Except for in this movie, her eyebrows were awful, overplucked.
Wasn't that a 90s thing?
It was,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately for her.
But
anyways.
Charlize Theron in the best movie of the 21st century. So
Yeah, The Legend of Bagger Vance.
no.
Monster. What's that new one coming out with Seth Rogen?
No, Mad Max Fury Road is what I was going for.
No, that is a good one.
Best movie of the 21st century.
It's pretty good.
I don't think this movie counts as the 21st century. The 21st century technically does not start until 2001.
Oh,
The year 2000 was the last movie of the previous century, the last year of the previous century.
okay.
I think I'll have to. I mean, that's the way it is, like calendar wise, but that's also like stupid because everyone was like new millennium in 2000, of course, because it's exciting. It's a whole like all
You
the
do
numbers
realize
switch.
what you just did though there.
What did I just
Right.
do?
You just stole my, what's the last thing you want them to remember about The Legend of Bagger Vance?
I just felt like
And then
you're.
you turned it into whatever you wanted it to be, because it's not really what I wanted them to remember. It's what you wanted them to remember.
I just felt like your thing wasn't very good. So
I just felt like you wanted to have the last word.
okay, Elyse,
Yeah.
I give you I bequeath
No,
to you the
I've
last
already
word.
said it.
No, please. The Legend of Bagger Vance. What do you want them to remember? And action.
It's better than a river runs through it. So what are we watching next week, Scott?
So next week on the show, we are continuing our journey through the filmography of Willard C. Smith with his seminal action film directed by the incomparable Michael Bay, Bad Boys. And we're going to watch Bad Boys 2, although I'm going to try to see if we can fit Bad Boys 1 in.
I say we just watch Bad Boys 1 as soon as you're done with this.
Okay.
And then we'll watch Bad Boys 2 over the weekend.
Fuck yeah. Yes, absolutely.
You go with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the sooner you wrap this up, the sooner you get to go watch Bad Boys 1.
I did look at the plot summary of the two movies.
Are they identical?
And I have decided...
Is this like a Jump Street and a Jump Street?
It is not. I have decided that there is nothing that happens in Bad Boys that is required to understand anything that is going on in Bad Boys 2, which is because everything going on in Bad Boys 2 is crazy and doesn't make any sense.
Interesting.
But it's going to be a good time.
Okay.
It's going to be a good time.
That's what you say.
All right, guys.
That's what's going to happen.
That is all the time we have for you this week. If you like this podcast, you can check it and all the other shows we do over on our website, doofmedia.com. That's where you can find Deep Impact, We've Got Worm, the Doofcast, our book club.
What else?
This podcast.
Everything else? What else?
I think that's all. The new shows that are coming out soon.
What new shows are coming out soon?
I don't know. I just made that up.
We have no new shows coming out soon. You just lied to everyone.
We're working on some stuff behind
What are
the
we working
scenes. It's secret.
Well, then you can't tell people about it if you're not going to even give them any sort of hint.
No, see, if you had watched A River Runs Through It, you would have understood the idea of fishing and baiting the fish to get them to come. So like,
I watched it, and I actually go fishing every year. So
hold up. Hold it, time. I go fishing every year, Elyse.
Yeah.
How many years have I known you?
Hashtag 5th grade camp.
That does not count.
It does.
That does not
We
count.
catch fish every year.
That does not count. Absolutely not. You are with 10-year-old kids.
Am I fishing? Are we at a lake?
Barely.
Do I bait the
Barely.
hook? Do I take the fish off of the hook?
Barely.
Yes. Are there fish involved that are living and not gold? Yes.
You knew where I was gonna go. 'Cause
I did.
I'm gonna go to Tom Thumb now.
I did.
And do some fishing.
That's what happens.
Yeah. You cannot count 5th grade camp as going fishing.
Yes, I can.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
You can't.
Am I going to a lake with a rod and a hook and a line and trying to catch a fish? Yes.
Kinda. That's like saying, like, I do archery every year.
I don't do archery every year because I go and I don't shoot the arrow every year, but every year I do fish.
It's like you're an archery expert because you go to camp and shoot a bow.
I do get a
arrow.
bullseye.
It's like saying you do axe throwing every year, starting this year.
And well, if I do it next year, then I will.
Yeah, I'm a professional axe thrower. I go axe throwing every single year, starting in 2019. Been axe throwing every year. Hit that bullseye.
Says the man who he's an escape room artist.
What? I am.
Uh-huh.
I'm undefeated.
Uh-huh.
Call me when you're undefeated at fishing, and we'll talk.
You can't be undefeated at
You
fishing.
Can. You can catch a fish every time. Undefeated.
Okay.
Never let a fish get away. We should
Okay.
We should go deep sea fishing. I've always kind of wanted to do that.
We could do that in Hawaii. No?
That's going to be the part of the trip where I just want to sit around and read books. Maybe about deep sea fishing. Yeah,
Okay.
I like that better.
Okay.
Hey, Elyse, this is supposed to be the wrap-up portion of the show.
Yeah, you must not want to watch Bad Boys.
What do they do if they want to support us?
They go to patreon.com/doofmedia.
And how much can they donate?
Any amount that they want to, above $5.
It's not true. You're lying to the people again.
Can they not do that?
They can any amount they want to above $1.
Above $5. Asterisk, you can really donate one.
Yeah, $1 a month. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get one less coffee last week like we talked about?
I did.
Good job.
You know, this afternoon whenever we went to go buy groceries,
That
and I
was
said,
it?
no, I'm not going to get my coffee at the end.
Were you thinking that, or did it just so
I did.
happen to be?
No, I thought about that.
Okay. All right,
This
guys.
money's going to Doof.
There we go. The money that you do support us helps us defray costs of putting the show on, renting these movies like The Legend of Bagger Vance, and just keeping the site up and running and keeping us doing new things like those new shows we hinted about, but didn't.
I don't even know about them. I'm going to have to do some digging once we're done.
You absolutely do know about them.
I do?
Yeah, I've
Can I
talked
not
to
bring
you
them
about
up?
this before. No, not yet, because they're not ready.
But
What?
why not?
Because we'll see you guys next week on Vow of You. Elyse,
Yeah.
turn your
Is
microphone
this
off.
about Loma's crumpet?
Kind of.
Oh.
Turn your microphone off.
I don't have that power. You do.
Turn your mic. I'm gonna mute you.
Okay.
Here. I've muted Elyse. She can't talk anymore. No one can hear her. And so I'm just gonna finish the show by saying thank you for listening. And
I'm eating my cookie over here.
and I'll tell Elyse I love her. She can't say it back because she can't talk anymore. But I know she does. I know she does. And we'll see you all next week.
Did you really mute it?
I did.